Welcome back, RugbyHub viewers. It's been a while, but we are excited. International rugby is back, and this weekend it's the Springboks versus Wales on Twickenham. Goran Levy, how are you, my friend? I missed you.
Miss you too, Gabsy. Doing great, thanks. I think it's a fantastic weekend if you're a rugby fan. A lot of games. It's the URC final. Bulls playing against Glasgow. We have Fiji Barbarians. We have England playing against Japan, and then obviously South Africa versus Wales. And if I'm not mistaken, isn't it the Super Rugby final as well?
I
Um,
believe so,
this
yes.
this weekend. So yeah, a lot to be excited about, and actually a lot to chat about. In this one, obviously, we'll focus on the Springboks return for their first game of the season against Wales. So yeah,
Yeah.
big one for
No, I
us.
mean, it is a massive one, and I think we can jump straight into it. I mean, I think obviously, due to kind of certain players still playing in the URC and also some other selection reasons, we actually don't have access to the full range of players that we can choose from. But for this game, obviously, you see quite a couple of changes in the Springbok
Mhm.
side. I mean, I'll just quickly run through the team there for those of you guys that don't know it yet, as there's quite a lot of new faces. But you've got Auxin Chair with Malcolm Marx and Vincent Koch in the front row, Eben
Mm.
Etzebeth and Franco Mostert. Then you've got the Lucy's Kwacha and Peter Steph de Toy, as well as Evan Roos on 8. And then you've got Faf de Klerk, some experience on 9. One of the new faces, Jordan Hendrikse, coming in on 10. The wings,
Yeah.
Makazolo Mapimpi, and another new face, Edward van der Merwe. Center pairing of Andre Esterhuizen and Jesse Krull and Apaleli Fassi on 15. We'll dig into the bench a bit later. But Guri, let's
Mm.
just talk about that for a second. I mean, first of all, I think it's an amazing story of Vincent Koch. I'm sure you're familiar with that, where Frans Malherbe. Do you know that one? If you want to maybe share for fans what happened there.
Yeah, so well, I heard it in rugby. Rassie explained also like in the past where Franco Mostert was playing his 50th game, and Louis de Jager was chosen to start in that fixture. And then someone came to him and said, it's Franco Mostert's 50th game. And then, Rassie went to Louis and told him the situation. But, in any ways, just told him, don't worry, it's fine. It was my mistake. You can play. And then Louis de Jager actually, within the team talk, he brought it up and said, Franco, you should start at your 50th game. And now the same thing occurred with Frans Malherbe and Vincent Koch. So Vincent Koch will be starting this game with his partner in crime, Auxin Chair from the Sharks, playing his 50th match. So
Yeah,
very
and I
happy for
mean,
him.
let's not forget, I think a lot of people forgot almost about this guy, but the man in between them, Malcolm Marx, back into a
Making
starting
his
jersey.
return.
Very exciting guy to have back on. I think everybody is really excited to see him back.
Yeah.
Other forwards, obviously Evan Roos getting another crack at it. I have to say, he's for me the player I put down for man of the match for one particular reason. I feel he's under immense pressure with the Blue Bulls number 8. Hanekom is playing phenomenal rugby at the moment. I think
Yeah.
everybody is raving about him. So I
And
think,
Jasper can't play because he's obviously got his suspension. So that kind of position is up for grabs. And, we have a
exactly.
lot of depth in South Africa in the loose forward positions.
Yeah.
So you're absolutely right. He's
So
going
I
to have
think
a
Evan
belt
is
of a
gonna
game.
he's gonna have to play out of his boots, and I have no doubt he will
Yeah.
do so. But let's transition then into the back line. I mean, the first name that pops up, probably the headline,
Mm.
Jordan Hendrikse, the brother of obviously the other Springbok Hendrikse, coming in
Mm.
on fly off, starting his first Springbok cap at 10 against Wales at Twickenham. What do you make of that selection?
Quite a surprising one, I think, to all the fans. It was quite surprising to see Jordan Hendrikse, but obviously Rassie and them and Tony Brown, the new attacking coach from New Zealand, they see something in him, and I think he's a similar mold, a little bit to Andre Pollard. He's got great tackle percentage from the URC, much better than Mane Lebok and Sia Masuku, and Sanela Noamba, for that matter, who's also a 10 in the squad. But I think that they see something in him, and he's a long-term prospect to take it to the 2027 World Cup and beyond. Right, so
Fantastic,
he's
yeah.
22 years old. I think, I mean, he can play inside center as well, which I actually think is his best position. And yeah, I think, like we said before the podcast, Tony Brown is now the new coach for attacking coach, and he's now kind of selected this back line that he can experiment with. And Rassie Erasmus said, okay, you experiment with the attack. Here is 8 fantastic forwards to make sure
Yeah.
you have your platform. Go ahead and see and show us what you got. And I think that's the experiment. It's a fly-off experiment because you have
Yeah.
Sasha Feinberg and Ngomenzulu on the bench, so
Yeah.
it's a fly-off team run, I would say.
No, 100%. And like you said, also Sia Masuku from the Sharks. I think a lot of people were expecting to see him in that 10 jersey,
Mm.
the way he's gone about his business. But yeah, no,
Full
I
man of the
think
match, yeah,
it's
awards,
yeah, I mean,
crazy.
he's played phenomenal. I think it's quite a fortunate position we find ourselves in for the Springboks, at least,
Mm.
being able to have so much depth on 10, considering, you know, where we're at the World Cup, you know, where we relied so much on Pollard. I do think it sends out a bit of a message to Mani Lebok, obviously, feeling
Mm.
sorry for the guy. He's also done his bit. But yeah, then a couple of other exciting faces in the backline worth a mention. Edwin van der Merwe also getting his debut for the Springboks,
Great season he's had.
starting lineup. I guess, I mean, Goran, I guess it's, you can't just expect this, but if we talk a bit about what to expect of the Springboks this weekend, I mean,
Mm.
with Edwin van der Merwe and Makazole Mapimpi on the wings, also Fassi on fullback, and Hendrikse with his massive boot, do you think there'll be a lot of kicking involved in playing in their 22, or what do you think will happen?
It's a good question, Gabs. Yeah, you know, I think this is going to be a bit of an experiment for them to see what the new attacking coach had in mind as well, and what changes comes from that, and how the players adapt. But I mean, they've put, you know, Jordan Hendricks around Faf de Klerk, very experienced campaigner, Andre Esreis and Jesse Kriel. I mean, these guys are a lot of experience, bring a lot of experience, and that will also then help Edwin van der Merwe and Fassi, you know, Apelele getting his return after he got his debut. I think it was against Georgia a few years back,
Yeah,
but he's had a great season as well. I mean, he's
yeah,
super
oh,
fast,
definitely.
electric player. So there's a lot, I think, a lot of speed, a lot of wheels in that back line. And yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. But I think Fassi just, his defense is a little bit suspect, if I'm not mistaken. And I think this is going to be a good test for him to see how he will perform under this pressure.
Yeah, 100%. I think lots of people has been, you know, calling out for him to get a shot. So here is his
Mm.
shot. Let's see what happens. But yeah, I mean, other than that, also obviously definitely worth a mention to at least mention the guys like Salman Murat, who's back in on that bench.
Mm.
Ben Jason Dixon, also
He's going to get
uh,
his
a,
cap.
a first cap for him. And I think Zulu is toured with. I'm not 100% sure if he's got a cap just yet, but he has toured with the
He's
team.
toured. Yeah.
Yeah, he's toured with the team. And then you've got the experience of Damien de Allende also coming off the bench, Bongi.
Mm.
Another new face is Mkunku, or, you know,
Nkunu. Yeah.
Mkunu, sorry, Mkunu. Yeah, my pronunciation there is not too good.
Solid scrummer.
Very good scrummer. But I mean, first of all, just a quick second, just want to take a quick shout out also to Fox Sports Studios for letting us use your
Mm.
studios again.
Yeah.
And
Fantastic.
we actually recruited Stacey again. Just want to say thank you guys for having us again.
Yeah.
We're really
But
grateful.
Stacey is already on a final warning. But
Yeah,
we've had this talk with her, so
no,
you guys
for sure.
should
And I
know.
mean, on that note, Grisa, what did Stacey provide you with kind of what to expect from Wales? I mean, it's a fairly
To be honest,
unexperienced new look team
it
for
is.
us.
The Welsh lineup, and this is actually why Stacey is on a final warning, because she wasn't able to give us too much information regarding the Welsh side. But I think neither or any other of the articles or podcasts that I read. But it is a very inexperienced squad. I mean, the stat has been going around that Eben Etzebeth has 119 caps and the entire Welsh pack has 118. And then that also gives some sort of an indication of the job that forward pack has ahead of this Saturday's clash against a very, very strong
Yeah,
Springbok pack. But Wales, they also have the same selection issues. They can't select outside it's outside of the test window. A lot of their players plays
yeah,
all around in the English clubs and in France. So it's a real opportunity, as Warren Gatland said,
exactly.
for these players to put up their hand. There's a lot of players who also barely have any caps. I mean, some of them are uncapped. But there are some matchups that is exciting.
Yeah,
Andre Esreisen will be playing against that big inside center of them. What was
Mason
his
Grady,
name?
Mason Grady.
Mason Grady,
Yeah,
exactly. Two big men going at each other, giving him an opportunity. The return of Liam Williams, playing. Yeah, he's got 8 and 9 caps.
Rio Dyer is
One
in
of
there
the
as well.
legends.
Yeah, I think Rio
Yeah,
Dyer is
Rio
there.
Dyer has got some good experience. Owen
Yeah,
Watkin, obviously, as well. Captaining
yeah,
the side is Dewey Lake. Yeah, as we
yeah,
mentioned, Jack Morgan, unfortunately, had to pull out due to injury. I
yeah.
mean, there is some sort of a backbone, but
Yeah, I
Gabsy,
mean, but let's be honest, if we have to go into players missing out on this one, we don't want to really start with it,
yeah,
Siako Lisi, Andre Pollard, I mean, the list goes on, Damien Willems, all the Bulls players. I mean,
but
let's just,
still, I mean,
yeah, no, I
it's
mean,
a good test for both
I think
sides, but I think it's
generally,
just a test too much
yeah,
for Wales.
for Wales,
Unfortunately, it's gonna be a
exactly.
riot, in
I
my
mean, I
opinion.
think the only positives here is really to kind of wrap this up is like if they could ride that momentum of the Ospreys that they rode into the
Yeah,
quarterfinals,
yeah.
and see it as nothing to lose game, which I'm sure they do
Mm.
see it as because they're going up against the world champions and world number one. And what more could Warren Gatland ask for to really play around with some of his new faces? And I think therefore we shouldn't write them off completely. But I'm definitely gonna back the box at this one. Let's go for some exact score predictions, Goran, for this game. I don't want to just hear Springboks by 10. I want to hear
Yeah,
exact
but the
score.
thing is, like the box put 50 on them in their most recent meeting. But I will go once again. I think it's going to be a bit of a riot. I think it'll be something like 55-12, which actually could be very similar to the score of the last meeting that they had.
Right.
What about you? What do you think?
I'm gonna go for a slightly lower one. I'm gonna go for 38-15.
38-15. Yeah, okay, good.
Right. But yeah,
But yeah, a lot of rugby on this weekend, guys. Let us know your thoughts, obviously, as well in the comments. It's good to be back, and it's good to chat with you guys. Send us your score predictions, and go chuck us a follow, smash that subscribe
subscribe.
button. Gabsy, as always.
Thank you so much, Guri, guys. Thank you so much. Looking forward to the season ahead. Thank you.
All right, cheers, guys.